Almost set to go for the Breeders' Cup Marathon. 1 mile and 3/4 to go. Here is AU Minor coming up. AU Minor goes in. Gates closed. They're all set. Field for the Breeders' Cup Marathon sent on their way to a very, very good beginning. On the far side, we have Aldefar setting off for the lead, but now Pleasant Prince going to go on, and Pleasant Prince takes up the running. Birdrun along the inside is racing in second, and Baryshnikov settles in the third spot. On the inside, Miesner has now kicked through to be fourth. They're going a good pace for 1 mile and 3/4 out here. Cease is in a nice spot. Cease is back fifth, gives them 4-lane start. Aldefar racing along in the 6th position. Just in behind that comes Giant Oak, who's pretty keen to go on down at the rail. In behind them, we have Afleet Again, who's racing 8 lengths off these leaders. Then another big gap of 6 back to Brigantine. And as usual, AU Minor has 0 early speed. AU Minor has got to be more than 20 lengths off this leader. So they come to the stretch first time round now, and Pleasant Prince has slowed it down up front. Pleasant Prince in front 3/4 of a length. Birdrun is keeping in company down at the rail, and Baryshnikov in the white blinkers right there third. In the center of the track comes Aldefar. Has to go a little wide, but he's only 2.5 off the leaders. Cease has the perfect spot in the blue cap. Cease is right behind the leaders. On the inside of that, we have Harrison's Cave and Giant Oak. Down on the inside, Miesner's losing ground now. Riders asking Miesner to keep up, gets a tap on the shoulder. Outside of that, the grey of Fleet Again, giving them 7-length start. A big gap of 6 back to Brigantine, and AU Minor is still last, and still a good 15 off these leaders. They've covered half the journey now in the Breeders' Cup Marathon, and there's Pleasant Prince just taking them along by a neck. Now here comes Baryshnikov to keep the pressure on. So Pleasant Prince not having it his all way. Baryshnikov's taken him on early. In behind that comes Cease, who now has gone up to race in third. Birdsong is very comfortable at the rail in fourth. On the far side, we have Aldefar a close-up fifth. They've been followed by Harrison's Cave, who's now 6.5 off the leaders. A gap of 4 back to Giant Oak, who's coming under pressure. Alongside of Fleet Again, then Brigantine. Behind that, AU Minor. Let's see, AU Minor hasn't started to run yet, is still 12 off them. And there's something wrong with Miesner. Miesner's been eased out of it. A half mile to go in the marathon now, and now it becomes a test of stamina. Pleasant Prince kicks on. He looks like he's got something left. He's in front a length, but now here comes Cease. And Cease has been threatening to run a big one throughout. And now Cease moves up on the outside, and Garrett Gomez takes the advantage on Cease, who kicks for home. Birdrun comes off the rail and tries to come after them. Then Aldefar on the extreme outside of Fleet Again is in there. Baryshnikov is still far back. They come to the top of the lane, and Cease goes on. He's leading it by just over a length. Birdrun is running a huge one. In the center of the track, here's Giant Oak. On the extreme outside, the grey of Fleet Again is coming home well as well. They come for home now. It's still wide open. Birdrun on the inside. On the outside of Fleet Again. Fleet Again shifting ground, but he's grinding his way to victory. And it's going to be Fleet Again to win the marathon. Fleet Again pulled clear by nearly 2 in the end. Birdrun second. Giant Oak was third. And then Pleasant Prince and Cease.
The longest shot in the field, Afleet Again at 41-1, upsets the Breeders' Cup Marathon. There's also serious concern as well for AU Minor, our post-time favorite in here, who had to be eased at this point in the race as the field had their final turn completed and straightened away down the lane. But watch the big gray to the outside of Fleet Again at 41-1.
Ran a good race at Monmouth Park like we said last time, but sort of a bottom-rung field. This is a big surprise in here, but congratulations to Robert Reed. Great training job. Fleet Again, the sire of Fleet Alex, who ran a good third here at the Kentucky Derby when he was a 3-year-old. And this is a shocker. The 11 AU Minor was making his move, Todd, but something went amiss. It looks like Birdrun might have held for second here. They went a lot faster than we thought they would go up front in here, and the horse that came from way back was the 8, Fleet Again, and gets the job done, Graham. And the 2 Europeans there, Brigantine, Harrison's Cave, and Miesner literally did not take to the track.
This was a demanding race on many levels. Speed seemed very strong for a mile 6 race. I think they went through 6 furlongs in 1:12 and change, and some horses just couldn't cope. Miesner was one of the first in trouble. She was eased down. What a turbulent time AU Minor's had in this race. Last year, barged around, controversy surrounded his performance. This time, let's hope he's okay. Pulled up on the home turn, and Calvin Burrell jumped off immediately.